What's up guys, back here with another ReZero Arc5 summary. This summary is going to be for Chapter 8, Traveling with Seasickness. So be sure to check out my last summary to be caught up for this one. And without further ado, let's begin. The chapter kicks off with Subu and Beatrice sitting along the riverside. We then go on to learn that moments ago, during their boat ride with Emilia and the others, Subu had begun making too much of a commotion for the small boat to handle and was forced to finish the rest of the journey on foot. Not wanting to leave Emilia without a guide, Garfield stays behind and Beatrice decides to accompany Subu. Now back to where we started, Beatrice begins to question Subu on if he has recovered enough from his seasickness to begin moving. And as Subu replies that he is, Beatrice begins leading him through the city by hand. We then go on to learn that the Muse Company building is on the border between the 1st and 2nd districts. They then stumble upon a park with a children's playground. Subu then takes a moment to acknowledge the peacefulness of the situation and also to picture the sight of children playing. However, one thought still isn't able to leave Subu's mind, and he then begins to question Beatrice and their current location. Beatrice responds that she is lost and begins questioning Subu on if he has any suggestions. After a few bad ideas are thrown out, Subu settles on asking someone for direction to the Muse Company building. Just then, Subu begins to hear singing in the distance and begins to head towards the singing. They are then greeted by the sight of a small girl singing for the pleasure of a group of citizens. As Subu begins to focus his ear on the music, he is then astonished by its beauty. But rather than being left speechless, however, Subu manages to make the songstress lose focus and drop her instrument, thus ending the magical performance. And as he is about to apologize, Beatrice steps on his foot as a display that she has not accepted his apology. As for the group of spectators, they all form a line and individually thank the songstress before then stepping on Subu's foot and exiting the area. Moments after the final spectator has left, we then go on to see Subu and Beatrice approach the girl. They then begin to discuss her performance moments ago. The girl states that she appreciated Subu's addition at the end of the song, to which Subu sarcastically responds that he was blessed by the gods of rap for that moment only and would probably never be able to do it again. Beatrice, viewing their interaction, begins to grow annoyed. She then begins to menacingly approach the girl and threatens to hurt her unless she leads them to the Muse Company building. As the girl is left speechless, Subu begins to question Beatrice on her actions and also informs her that the girl's true identity is Liliana the songstress, and it would not be wise to leave a bad impression if they wish to do business with the Muse Company in the future. Subu and Beatrice then turn back to Liliana as they witness her pleading for her life on the floor. Okay guys, so I really didn't expect the video to be this long, but there was a few things in this chapter that really piqued my interest. For one, even though this wasn't new information, I actually forgot about Subu's motion sickness. I mean, maybe it's because Subu does most of his traveling on Patrash, and Patrash's divine protection prevents him from suffering from his motion sickness. But when I think about it, that kind of disability is extremely taxing. Also, there was a bit of detail in this chapter about Beatrice basically being snapped out of a trance after Subu distracted Liliana. So we are probably going to hear more about that later down in the arc. And the final thing that I wanted to touch on in this chapter was basically Liliana's reaction to being threatened at the end of the chapter. It actually makes a lot of sense. She's extremely small, and on top of that, she's actually a wandering songstress, which means she's probably come into this kind of situation a bunch of times before. So I'm guessing she came to the conclusion that this is the best reaction in these situations. And that's gonna be all for this one, guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and be sure to click the bell for future notifications. And until next time, peace.